What I like best about coaching? That's a tough one because there's so many different things. I love seeing people get better. That's the bottom line. It doesn't necessarily matter what they get better at. Everybody's got their own goals and reasons why they come in and do it. And people tend to get really frustrated when they first come in because they're looking at that almighty scale, and that's not necessarily the best thing. One of my favorite things, and this is what I tell people all the time. We have people coming in that really can't do much of anything. Not to be rude, but we have very specific ways that we want people to move. And a lot of times when people come in, especially if they've been inactive, they're not performing any of the movements right. And my favorite thing is to watch over weeks and months as they pass by, and that same person that may not have been able to squat or lunge or do a push-up or any of those basic bodyweight movements, all of a sudden are just drilling those movements perfectly and starting to move on to more advanced things. And a lot of times that stuff happens before the scale even changes. So that's one of my favorite things, is to see people improve, see people move better, see people feel better. It's not so much just physical improvements, it's feeling good about yourself. It's self-esteem, it's self-image, self-confidence, self-efficacy, feeling like you can do things that you might not have felt like you could do prior to training and getting in better shape. So that's one of my favorite things. I can go on and on and on, but that's a number one. What I like least about this, that's a tough one. And that's actually something I'm probably going to throw in the towel on and plead the fifth because I don't want to think about it. So we'll cut that one out.
The best part about coaching is when people do things that they didn't think that they could do. I think that's what makes coaching worthwhile. What I like about least about coaching is when people say I can't do it and they give up, or they think that that they're too out of shape to start working out, so they don't want to come to a gym. You don't have to be in shape to come to a gym. So just when people say can't, I think that's what I hate the most.
I think my favorite thing about coaching is, there have been a lot of moments in my life through training, and I hit certain benchmarks or goals, and I know how good that feels, and how much hard work goes into achieving your goals. And so I think being able to help people reach those goals, it's a really good feeling because I know how good it feels for myself, and it's just really cool to help people do that. And I've had some good coaches throughout my life for different things, but there are a lot of bad coaches out there, or a lot of people that don't have access to a coach. So being able to give people the right information and point them in the right direction and get them to their goals safely, I think is really important. It's always also a good feeling when someone comes up to you and says, hey, I was on blood pressure medication and cholesterol medication and this and that, and through exercise and proper nutrition they basically become drug free, which I think is really important and is the healthiest way to do it. What I like least about coaching, I do really like my job. I like coaching. I think the most frustrating thing is when you have a client that just doesn't take your advice. I've done a lot of the stuff that people are trying to do personally, and I've helped a lot of people accomplish their goals. So it's really frustrating when people have a certain perception of how things should be done, and that might not be in line with how I think it should be done. And if you're paying me money and you're coming here and you're spending time to work with me, just try what I'm telling you to do. And if it doesn't work, you're no worse off than you were to begin with. But the success rate speaks for itself, and the odds are that I'm going to get you there. So I think that's probably my least favorite thing is when people just kind of do their own thing and don't really follow the program. Because a lot of times what will end up happening is someone won't do exactly what you tell them to do, and then they don't achieve their goals, and then they blame your program for it. Oh, your program didn't really work. It's like, well, you didn't really follow my program, so I don't know what to tell you.